How are ya?
How are you, homie?
What's going on today?
Nothing much.
How are you feeling?
You're making me yawn. Hello, folks. This is the Summer Tape brought to the Summer
Brought to you
Tape
by who? By Anchor?
by the Disney Channel. This is the Summer Tapes brought to you by the Mystery Files, the file of mystery in which we talk and speak.
We are here. This is episode 7 of season
You had that
3.
pulled
I
up.
had to check.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
It's
you
about
caught
time.
me. You caught me.
Well, it's good because I don't remember last week's episode. What was it? Oh wait, no, I think I do. DB Cooper.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yes, I remember now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, that's like the one fun thing about when I'm not the one hosting the case, because I
Yeah.
can have my phone on me. Like, you could
So
be going
can
on
I could be doing whatever I want.
I could be going on like a whole spiel,
Yeah.
like, and you could be on your phone, or you could be going on a whole spiel, and I'll just be like texting away.
Imagine
Doing my
I let you
taxes.
do all the bits on my episode, and then I just look at my phone the whole time. Haha.
Well, no, that's like the fun of it. Like, I think I hope that's one thing. Like, at least our listeners enjoy just the idea of like one person sits back and
Relaxes.
relaxes.
They're having a good time.
If anyone doesn't know, we have like a new like podcast setup
Yeah. Oh my
now,
gosh.
where
That's
we
just
have
cute.
like these cute little chairs you got at Goodwill.
No, I got
No.
them off Facebook
Oh
Marketplace.
yeah, Facebook Marketplace.
And then I made a friend.
You made a friend out of
I made
it.
a friend that I ended up having so many connections to that it's surprising we didn't actually know each other. It was weird.
It's like you guys were intertwined since birth, and you just
like
had
we
no
were in
idea.
the same room years ago. Like at a
Really?
choir festival. Yeah, it was weird.
Wait,
This is the girl I
which
was
one
talking
was
about.
it? Which choir
It was a
festival?
PMEA one.
Was
you
I
people who
there?
know. Were you there? I don't know.
Was it district course or jazz?
It was district. They never let me do jazz, and I wanted to do jazz
I
so
love
bad.
jazz. I went to district jazz.
Guys, tell me I wouldn't be a good jazz singer. You ready? What's a good jazz thing?
Skibbity boop bop bop.
Skibbity bop bop, skibbity
Skibbity-bow.
Tell me it's not a good jazz voice. I'm mad. I would have been so good.
One they taught us was zabba.
Wait, that sounds like what is that from?
It's definitely like a chorus thing.
Well, I could have did it, and I'm bitter. But yeah, I did districts and all that kind of fun stuff.
New layer to add to the podcast that I don't think like our listeners know this either.
Yeah.
But obviously, you and I met and became very good friends in college.
Yes.
But Tiffany grew up about like 20 minutes outside of my hometown.
Yeah.
So basically, we know a lot of people because we were both in chorus. We also did theater camps,
Yeah.
but we never did the same stuff at the same time.
Yeah, like the amount of people we have connecting us that we never
That we
met
know
each
each
other
other.
like prior to
Mhm.
college is strange to me. Or like different events and stuff
Yeah.
we were both at and just didn't see each other.
Yeah.
I'm like, the amount of times we could have had a friendship before we went to college is weird.
It's wild.
But it's like as soon as we met, like that day, we met
Yeah.
at an orientation bobber thing, whatever it was at Point Park. And
Yeah.
literally there was some sort of fancy blow up thing. What was it, game? What was it even called? The
it was, like-
inflatable race thing?
Yeah, and like we were like strapped down, and after like so far we would get, it would like lunge us back into place.
Like it was a race and we had to see who can go the
Yeah.
furthest or we get ripped back. But yeah, I walked up to Logan and I was like, hey, do you want to race me? I was all shy.
Did you say it's because I look nice?
Yeah, I approached you because you look like you wouldn't be mad if I asked you. Because there's some people you're afraid to approach because you're like, they'll think I'm stupid for wanting to ask them. But since it's a stranger, that's how you meet people in college. You just reach out. So
Can you imagine if I said no? Maybe this podcast wouldn't be a thing.
I would have not talked to anyone else in college. I feel like that was like
Yeah.
important for my college growth. I talked to so many
Yeah.
people.
Well, how we realized that you and I would be good partners for a radio thing is because you were on my show originally
Yeah.
at college. The
It was a musical
The-
theater.
the Logan LaMaster Power Hour.
Hey, wow, that's chaos.
That's a great show name.
It was great.
long,
It was
but-
great. But yeah, I was on there as a musical theater guest.
Mhm.
And
You
it's
were.
all history. We started the Mystery Files of the radio show.
Yeah.
Became roommates. We don't live together anymore, but I still love Logan the most. But yes.
Me too. But no, it's just crazy, like you said, that there's so many opportunities for our paths to cross in high school, and they just didn't. And then
Yeah.
as soon as we met, like, can you just imagine how much more crazier
Yeah.
our time would be? Like, if we had added those
If we had our high school experience to be chaos together, absolutely chaos. Yeah.
No, literally, like the podcast could be like even like more unhinged. Be like, oh my god, do you remember that one time in high school, that one summer?
Yeah.
Because high school is like a whole different culture of social life.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Completely
well,
different.
both of us didn't drive, so I don't know how we would have hung out. So we both literally would not have seen each other. So I don't know how we would have done that.
No, yeah, I was the parent that was the parent. My parents were like,
find someone else to drive you home.
No, literally, or like, my mom said if she picks us up, my dad will come
Do
get
it tomorrow.
us later.
Yeah, like it's that whole situation. But no, I get it. But
Oh my
yeah, and I'm
God.
so glad we're friends now. But I feel like this wasn't supposed to get sentimental. But all you people starting college or going back to school soon, just talk to people.
Yes.
Just reach out. I know it's almost back to school time, so
Yeah.
isn't sponsored by nothing except my heart. So you better go talk to someone. And
Never
make a
miss
friend.
out.
You never know.
Never miss out on an opportunity.
Yeah, if we wouldn't have talked that first day, we would have never seen each other in the elevator a billion times and said hi.
Yeah.
And then made a friendship.
No, exactly.
After that.
Because also, like, at the same time, like, again, we shout him out a lot, but shout out to Cole, because he was at our murder mystery thing we did at my place
Oh, yeah.
last week.
Last week.
Yeah, but it's like, we knew Cole through, like, so many different things, but he was also, like, the general, like, manager of, like, where our show originally was from, WPPJ Radio.
Hey, shout out.
Yeah, it's just, like, wild things like that, like, talk to people, because you will be surprised how much intersects in the long run.
Yes, it's so beautiful. But I'm just so glad that we're here, and I'm glad we have a show together. So we get sentimental sometimes, and that's okay. I didn't know it was going to go here, because we were really hyped up before the show started.
Yeah, now I'm like calm. We were screaming.
We were screaming all sorts of songs before we decided
screaming.
to record. So I'm glad we're chill now. Good for us.
You should follow us on Instagram at _the_mystery_files and send us a DM if you know what song is like shake it, bake it, groove it, make it who you think you are. Because I thought it was Groove Is in the Heart that we just listened to, but I didn't hear it in there. So
oh wait, I think I know what it is. I'm not gonna.
Don't say nothing.
I know what it is now. I didn't realize that you looked up a separate thing.
I'll
tell you after. But someone else tell Logan too, in case I'm wrong, because I probably will be.
I need a listener to go to the _mystery_files and give us a follow. And then also check our Linktree at linktree.com/the_mystery_files, where they can do what, Tiffany? What are two major things they can do right now?
Well, they can go to the Pittsburgh City paper and go to the Best of Pittsburgh and vote for us for Best Podcast if you want to. We would love your vote. But yeah, we're currently in the top 10 for the finalists, so we'd love you to do that. And the other thing, I think this is what you're trying to shout out, we got some merchandise. Yes. So you can go check out that. We got some really cute merch, and it has our faces on it. We also have some other designs there from our old logo. If you want to be crazy,
you added
get
some
that.
new ones.
Yeah.
I need to get those still.
So it's cute. Also, if any of you out there have any babies, my sister just had her baby yesterday. Shout out to baby. But yeah, she had a baby. But if any of you have babies out there and want some baby merch, I made some onesies too, because my little niece had to have a onesie when she was born.
That's incredible. So. You need to send me a picture.
Yeah, whenever Steph buys it. Yeah, I don't know if Steph's bought it yet, because obviously she was giving birth, so I don't know.
Well, whenever she does, I need to see this. We need, like, we could obviously blur out, like, the baby's face and stuff because protection, but, like, I would love just, like, a picture of, like,
oh my gosh, the baby.
That on the Instagram.
It's so cute.
That'd be so fun.
But yeah, like, why has she not bought it yet? Like, I know she had a baby, but I think our show is more important.
I know she had a baby yesterday.
But I personally think our show is more important. I don't know. Crazy thing.
How dare she have a baby in, like...
on a day she could have bought our merch.
Yeah.
You know, it's insensitive. Actually,
it truly is.
Love you the most, Stephanie, and your whole child. Love her the most too.
Well, maybe she's listening right now and she like is excited. Aww. Like she's like, oh
my gosh, like I almost started crying. This is gonna be the first episode the baby's ever listened to.
Oh,
so it has to be special. She's gonna get so many nightmares. Oh, she's gonna be traumatized for life. Oh my gosh.
You should say hi to her right now. What's her name?
Baby. Should I say it? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't online. I don't know if Stephanie wants her name out.
Hi, Stephanie's baby.
Hi, Stephanie's baby, you cute, sweet little girl. She's really cute. I would shout her name out, but I want to ask Stephanie first.
Okay.
But I love you, baby girl.
We'll shout her out again next time.
Yeah, if I'm allowed, you'll know her name. But guess in the comments. And if you're wrong, we'll just bully you. That's fine.
We'll bully the baby.
We'll bully the baby. We'll just keep... Well, actually, shout out some names and we'll just call the baby that instead of her name for the rest of her life. Do that.
Roberta
the baby. She's cute.
Should we get into the case for Miss Roberta today?
You're so right. This one's for Roberta.
Shout out to Roberta. Would you like a little drum roll?
Oh my gosh, yes, I would love one. Okay.
I'm gonna do what you usually do with the cheeks. Ready?
Yeah, you ready? This week on the Mystery Files, I present the case of the Dover Demon.
The Dover Demon?
The Dover Demon.
What the heck is that?
What's that, you ask?
Wait, like the cliffs of Dover?
What are you even saying?
In the UK?
I don't think.
Like in James and the Giant Peach?
No, this is not in the UK.
Like, do you know that, like, the Dover Island, or whatever it's called? Like the cliffs of Dover?
The creepy one?
Yeah,
like
like
James and the Giant Peach? Isn't it
yeah,
creepy?
like that lighthouse they live in, where, like, there's the peach. That's called Dover.
Well, it's not that.
Oh, so this isn't James and the Giant Peach related?
I hate to burst your bubble, but next week was actually the James and the Giant Peach episode. I'm sorry.
No, that's not fair, because I was going to do James and the Giant.
I was going to do... Next week for sure. We'll see. But yeah, this is about the Dover Demon, and I want to shout out some couple little websites. We've got allthatisinteresting.com, and then wbsm.com/Dover Demon.
Dover Demon.
Dover Demon. But yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You ready to get into a little intro to learn about this little baby?
Yeah. Is this kind of like on the teetering of like cryptid kind of stuff?
It's cryptid.
Ooh,
yeah, it's
love
giving, what's that little flaggy thing we did one time? New Jersey Devil. I made it seem so cute though, didn't I?
I thought I was gonna say like fairies, because we've covered fairies on here in some iteration thing. Like 5 times.
Although I feel like I trust the Jersey Devil over a fairy, because fairies would freak me out if I saw one.
Yeah, if I saw a fairy, I'd probably punch it.
I'd probably step on it.
Like how in American Dragon Jake Long, there's like all of those little tiny fairies.
Yeah.
If I had dragon powers,
burn them.
Burn to a crisp.
But
barbecue fairies.
BBQ fairies.
BBQ.
You like burnt chips? You're getting some burnt fairies.
They probably have the same
We need to stop. Okay, to
Dover
the Dover
Demon,
Demon,
right?
Oh my God, yeah. So here's our intro. Over the course of 2 days in April 1977, 4 teenagers in the idyllic town of Dover, Massachusetts. So it's not your little James the Giant Peach town.
It's in the States.
Massachusetts. I never say it right, but I think I'm saying it right. So
Massachusetts.
I said it wrong for a long time. Benjamin made fun of me, so now I'm really scared of saying that word. I feel like I've been over this on the show, but people who know. So, people in this town of Dover witnessed a horrifying alien creature.
Oh, she's an alien.
She's an alien creature. So we're painting a picture. Get it in your mind, an alien creature. But before they could find an explanation, the Dover Demon disappeared. Just 20 miles southwest of Boston lies a picturesque town named Dover, but hidden among the hardwood forests and curvy back roads lurk the Dover Demon. Ooh. It's an unpleasant little creature, to say the least, with a watermelon-shaped head and the body of an emaciated monkey. So imagine
what does that mean?
A very skinny, thin monkey, like bony and
like
long.
Its body's disproportionate?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's got a watermelon head and just like a really skinny looking body.
Like Hey Arnold.
Hey
football
Arnold,
head
hey
kind
Arnold,
of moment.
But like if he was like a skeleton, essentially. Like his head's still as big as it is. A skeletal.
Isn't that word? Skeletal? Skeletal?
Skeletal?
Skeletal?
Skeletal. That's cuter. I like that word.
Made a new word.
New word alert. So within about a few hours, 4 teenagers in Dover claimed to have witnessed a horrifying creature, and all of their accounts described the same thing. Large, glowing eyes on an otherwise blank face. But was the Dover Demon real? That was my theme music, to ask if it was real.
Are you asking me, or is it rhetorical?
It could be. Do you think it's real so far?
I would like for it. Yeah, I would like for it not to be real, because I would
Why?
not. Well, I don't want to see some watermelon head with some skinny body walking down the street. I'd cry.
He's living his best life, that Dover Demon. His best life. But let's get into some sightings. So, this is the first sighting. It's Bill Bartlett, his sighting, one of the teenagers.
Okay.
So, Bartlett, 17, was driving with 2 friends in his Volkswagen down Farm Street on the evening of April 21st, 1977, at about 10:30 p.m., when he spotted a strange creature in his headlights.
Ooh.
Bartlett recounted his experience to author and researcher Jeff Ballinger in an exclusive clip that was played on Spooky South Coast on the 30th anniversary of the Dover Demon sightings. So, this is what this guy said. So, let's pick an accent. How about this one? He goes, "I see something ahead on the stone wall. I wasn't sure if it was a cat or a dog," Bartlett said. "My headlights were hitting this thing, and the eyes were glowing just like when you see an animal. Its eyes were glowing." And then he continues, as I got closer, I got a real good look at what that thing was. It turned more towards me, and then I saw a hand-like thing grasping onto a rock. I still don't believe what I was seeing, Bartlett said. I was like, holy expletive word.
Explicit word.
Expletive, is that how you say it?
Explicit
word. And I asked my friends. Skeletal word. And I asked my friends, did you see that? But they didn't see it. I was kind of freaking out at that point. But that's
is this you talking, or is that...
It's him, but I kind of gave him on the accent. I'll say it again. Did you see that? They didn't see it, but I was kind of freaking out at that point.
Oh my god.
That's a pretty good accent.
Wait, how tall in theory is this thing? Is he tiny?
The guy or
the demon of Dover?
I was like, you want to date this person? Okay.
No.
He's 17.
Is he like at least 5'10"?
The alien? I feel like it's probably like 5 foot or 4. It's like my height. It's 4 foot tall probably. That's my assumption as to what I've heard, but it's probably going to be shorter when we get deeper into this. So
it's probably like 3 foot probably, because that's like normal alien height, right? Like just real
3 foot,
short.
4 foot.
Yeah. Ugh, I'm just imagining, like, if it said it saw it climbing up rocks, right?
It said, like, it was coming towards him, and it had, like, it was grasping onto a rock or something like that, and he was freaking out. He's like, why does no one see this?
I don't know why I'm having, like, this visual experience right now, but, like, you know, like, the sound of, like, wet feet on, like, a pool deck?
Ew.
That's what I feel like it probably sounds like as he's climbing, like...
Ew. What does that remind me of? Oh, have you ever watched American Dad? That's what that... what's his face sounds like? The guy, what's his name?
Roger, the alien?
Yeah, Roger. That's how he walks with his little legs.
Oh, like...
Ew, yeah.
I just imagine, like, you hear something climbing like that. I'd cry.
I'd simply move out of country. So, although Bartlett's sighting was only about an estimated 7 or 8 seconds, he was blessed with both a photographic memory and artistic ability. So he went home and drew what he saw. The sketch has become the famous image of the Dover Demon, with him writing right on the sketch, I, Bill Bartlett, swear on a stack of Bibles that I saw this creature. So Coleman interviewed Bartlett a few days after the sighting and got much more in-depth description than what Bartlett recalled 30 years later with Ballinger. He said the creature appeared to be walking on all fours and had strange little feet and hands with long digits.
Ew.
So he's got long fingers. It's walking on its all fours.
Back to the...
Yeah, but imagine 4. There's 4 of them. You got it. Perfect. That sounds just like 4. Coleman said the creature, the way he described it, had 2 large, round, glowing, glassy, lidless eyes, shining brightly like 2 orange marbles.
Oh, he's just so small and feminine. He has, like, the little, tiniest button eyes.
Little doughy eyes and little button nose.
He just has little baby eyes.
Little orange marble eyes.
Looks right into your soul.
The head was also shaped like a marble and was the same size as the rest of his body. So
it's a marble now?
So I guess they're just told from, like, different perspectives, so maybe he has a different, like, experience than what the other people had, but this is what it's saying. The head was also shaped like a marble and was the same size as the rest of his body. So he noticed the body was peach colored and described the skin as like shark skin, like sandpaper. Sir, absolutely not.
That makes it almost like are tiger sharks? Tiger sharks? Are tiger sharks tan?
Yeah, I think so.
Kinda? So
yeah, or a sand shark would be like a tan color.
So, like,
imagine
the alien kind of looks like a sand shark then, right? Like that kind of, like, deep sandish cream, not cream, sorry.
The tan type color, peachy color. Disgusting.
Yeah.
I can pull you up a picture of his drawing. It's like one of the most iconic images of the Dover Demon. If you just find the sketch, Dover Demon sketch, you'll pull it right up.
Is it this one?
Yeah. Okay. So that's what he's describing as seeing, and we can put something like that either for the image of this episode or up on our social media, but
that's going to be it.
Super creepy. But that's like the sketch he's given to show people because it's artistic memory and his photographic ability.
It's very interesting because you said, like, marble and stuff, but also, like, you mentioned the watermelon thing. It looks like if you took a watermelon and, like, made it vertical.
Yeah.
Like, you just, like, switched
it. Like, it's not what you think. You would think, like, a horizontal, like, watermelon, but it's, like, elongated.
Oh, but I just realized if he's, like, walking on all fours and you see him, like, you probably see him in a horizontal position. Ew. So it does look like a watermelon.
I hate all of that.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
I simply do not enjoy that.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that was the first sighting of this little Dover demon guy.
Oh my gosh.
And then we're getting on to the second sighting.
The next one is like he's like climbing the walls like Spider-Man, going
he's
from like
actually
web
Spider-Man.
to web.
He actually looks exactly like Spider-Man.
He was actually the original concept for it, even though Spider-Man already existed for like 40 years.
I was gonna say no. The movie came out as if the comics didn't exist. The movie came out in like 2000 something, so it couldn't have existed. Okay, this is the next sighting. It's John Baxter's sighting of the Dover Demon. So about 2 hours after Bartlett's sighting, at around midnight, 15-year-old John Baxter was walking home from his girlfriend's house on the south end of Miller Hill Road. Up in front of him, he saw this shadowy figure, walking upright like a little human. So now it's walking upright. This thing doesn't have no consistency, and it's creepy. So this is what Coleman described when he said, like, walking upright like a human. This was the guy's like example of it. And Baxter also noted the being's large head. He knew a friend in the neighborhood had a head that was bigger than normal, and he thought it was his friend. That's so mean.
Well, he's tolerant. Like, he's like, oh, my friend has like a big head. That's okay.
But he's so smart. He's got a really big head.
He's accepting.
So I guess he thought it was his friend, so he started yelling out, "MJ, is that you?" But it wasn't him, and the creature didn't respond.
He's like on all fours. He's like, that's how my friend acts.
Silly MJ. He just does that.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, you guys would say that about me.
What? Like, I hope we wouldn't. If I saw you in the middle of the night walking down some street after midnight...
On all fours?
Well, then he eventually was walking like a human, quote, so
right.
walking up. But if I even saw you on the street like that, I'd be like, why aren't you answering? You're not my friend. I'd leave.
And if he was like a shorter alien too, like, imagine like him running...
I don't want to see how that thing would run. That's creepy. I don't want anything like that running towards me with its sloppy legs.
He probably doesn't know how to like balance his like body mass
his head's
yet.
too big.
Yeah, so he like has to have like his arms up in the air when he's running. So he's like,
oh, he can't keep his balance. That's why he has to keep going on all fours. It's like when you were little. Did you ever run up the stairs on all fours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Did you ever? I think we've talked about this before. Have you ever done the thing when you wear like onesie pajamas and you like
you slide down? Did you go down on your chest or your back?
My chest.
Okay, good. You know what's up then.
Yeah. We got really injured ourselves though, because like you would hit your chin when you did it.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
I would try to hold my head up, but we also went down the stairs with sleds and put helmets on. We were dangerous.
Oh, you put helmets on?
I didn't. With sleds sometimes, but I've also been pushed down the stairs in a toy box once, and surprised I'm good. I hit my head off the door.
Listen, I'm not saying people shouldn't wear a helmet, but in this very moment, I can only think of 3 times I've worn a helmet in my life.
Ever?
Yeah, just like when I was bike riding.
When you were little, you didn't? When I was really little, I did. Cause
Maybe.
I feel like it was. You should when you're really little.
No.
You see, then again, I wasn't a big biker. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe I was. A big biker.
I went crazy on it.
Oh, then you should.
I was shredding. My driveway.
You were about to shred your brains, literally, by hitting them on the concrete. With
Look
your
at me.
No
I'm
helmet.
fine now.
You?
This is proof that it's okay not to.
This is what happens when you don't wear a helmet. You become Logan.
Can you imagine trying to put a helmet on the Dover Demon too, though? Like,
oh my gosh!
Fit?
Speaking of babies, it's like a baby when they have to wear that helmet when their head's too squishy. You know what I mean? When their head's not the right shape when they're newborns.
Oh.
It's like the Dover Demon needs a little helmet.
We should get him a helmet.
Petition to get Mr. Dover Demon a helmet.
Yes.
Let's start a petition to get the Dover Demon a helmet. I think he really needs one.
No, I think so. We could go on like Amazon and like ship it to Dover and like they'll figure it out.
We send them to the post office, they'll figure it out.
We write on it like throw this in the woods for Dover Demon.
He'll know what it means. He's listening to this episode right now.
He's like,
can you imagine? He has like a little radio. And he has his little headphones and he's just listening to the mystery files. That makes me want to cry.
We should just put our like QR code in there for him so he can listen to this episode.
Well, then he can't I guess he can't listen to us on the radio. We can get him we can put all of our episodes on cassette tapes and email them.
The summer tapes.
Send them on cassette tapes for him.
That's it.
I think we're becoming best friends with someone that might not be real. He's really sad. He's real. He has to be real. But yeah, this guy was yelling to his friend, essentially.
Right.
Wasn't his friend. Clearly, it was Mr. Demon Boy.
I forgot that's where we were.
I know. I had to, like, backtrack. But, so Coleman said Baxter and the creature kept walking toward each other until they were at least 15 feet apart. So, like, he got pretty close.
Real close.
I want to know why he felt safe enough to keep walking towards this thing. Maybe he was friendly.
How do you not realize it was probably, like, significantly shorter than what his friend was?
I don't know. Well, maybe, I don't know. I feel like I've seen stuff that said he was around 4 feet, but he might have been taller. I don't know.
Is his friend only 4 feet tall? I mean, it's possible,
He could be little.
I guess it's dark too, so like shadows and stuff make them look
especially
different.
from a distance. Someone's going to look smaller from a distance too.
Yeah, proportionally.
But I'm like 15 feet apart from someone and being like, this is fine. But I guess Baxter then asked, who is that? And the creature all of a sudden took off, ran into a gully, up a little slope, and leaned against a tree. So this thing runs and just leans against a tree. It runs up a gully and then just leans against a tree like it's so cool.
That's not suspicious,
That's not suspicious. Also, why did it lean against a tree like that? I feel like he's like, hey, I'm just chilling now. I'm playing a game.
Hanging out. I feel like this is what he does. He just runs away a lot. Because that's what he did when he was climbing up the rocks, too.
He was like literally running up that road.
Oh, running up that road, running up that hill.
Running up that gully.
Running up
that gully.
Running up the cliffs of Dover. But
I guess Coleman then said all he ever reported was it was a creature that stood upright against the tree, and it had the same shape, the big head, the spindly fingers around the tree trunk. He saw the eyes glowing faintly, but not with any color. So this guy is now seeing it with no color in its eyes. So maybe it's like a shape-shifting type thing. Like you can see it in...
of, like, soul almost.
Yeah. But I'm like, imagine seeing orange eyes and this guy sees no color at all.
No.
But wouldn't white be considered a color? What do you mean you don't see a color? You're seeing something glowing.
Well, white's considered a neutral.
Is it not considered a color?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it's considered all of the colors.
I guess in theory, yeah, but like white, so we call white a color, but white's not like, it's a neutral.
But if I were to be like, your headband, well, it might be
it's
gray.
It's white. No, it's white.
It's white. So I would be like, yeah, your headband is white. I wouldn't say.
So white is a color, yeah. But...
So the fact that he said it has no color, maybe he meant white. Maybe.
Unless it was just void of anything.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. That freaks me out. But Baxter, although not known to be an artist, did make a drawing of what he saw, and it was very similar to what Bartlett drew, even though the boys were not close friends and had not spoken about Bartlett's sighting earlier that night. So I feel like I'm going to have to look up the different drawings. I didn't realize he also did a drawing.
We could post a couple of them, too, on the Instagram, too.
Pick your favorite.
Pick your favorite.
Pick your favorite drawing.
Tag yourself. I'm this one.
Oh, that's cute.
That's just, like, kind of... Also, like, I love the, like, luck of, what is it? The luck of, like, two, like, illustrators or drawers.
Yeah.
Like, drawers? Drawing?
Artists?
Illustrator?
Illustrator would be, like, a proper term for drawing person.
Sense. But I also feel like, depending on, like, I bet I could draw it, too. I bet anyone could draw it.
Yeah, as long as they had a good enough memory to, like, make out the basic shape of it.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were two, like, self-acclaimed artists, it's fun. Because they can get, like, a really good handle of what it's supposed to look like.
No, exactly.
But yeah, those are the first two sightings, and now we're going to move on to Abby Brabham's sighting of the Dover Demon.
Okay.
So the next night, almost exactly 24 hours after Baxter's sighting, 15-year-old Abby was in a car with her boyfriend driving down Springdale Avenue when she saw presumably the same creature the two boys had seen the night before. Abby saw something in the headlights, Coleman said. The creature was on all fours, crossing the road. It looked like to her some sort of monkey. It had a body that was hairless.
That checks out.
It checks out. There's some stuff correlating. It had a body that was hairless, and it was beige or tannish beige, with with no nose, ears, or tail.
That's literally, they're describing an alien.
Yeah.
Like a classic film pop culture alien.
Yeah. Ew. I don't like that it doesn't have a nose. It literally is like Voldemort, but little.
Stay with me on this bit.
I'm listening.
Stay with me.
I'm with you.
All fours. It's walking.
Yeah.
It's a dog. But...
Is it Skinwalker? Sorry.
No. It's a dog, right? Because it's walking on all fours.
Yeah.
Right? Are you with me still?
I'm with you, I think.
Okay.
I'm scared.
It looks like a dog because it's like on all fours.
Uh-huh.
Lilo and Stitch. Stitch is an alien, and he walks on all fours.
What?
He's a dog. Dover Demon, live action movie, Lilo and Stitch. Thoughts?
But he looks like that. He's actually one of the experiments.
They could just like spray paint him blue. There you go.
He'd be so ugly. At least Stitch is cute. Stitch has a nose and ears.
He'd be cute, probably.
Maybe.
Beauty is subjective.
Maybe after this we should make our own version of the drawing of the Dover Demon. That'd be kind of cute. Right?
I like color it in blue with a crayon.
Yeah, I'm like, Logan, that's not the proper... You're like a little kid. I'm like, you shouldn't be coloring it that way. It's not right.
What if someone thought it was a dog, though, and was like trying to take him to the pound?
Ew.
Like he picked him up.
It's like a Demodog from Stranger Things, except it doesn't have the mouthy thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
But it's
probably
like that,
not as big,
that
though.
weird, the skin, though. I just feel like, imagine a big hairless cat,
I just feel like
but no ears and no nose.
Yeah, I just feel like the idea of his, like, skin is probably, like, pulling at, like, I'm pulling my chin right now just thinking about it, like when you have a prosthetic on, like that, like, weird, fake skin feeling.
Mm-hmm. But imagine shark skin.
That's wild.
Like, it's rough.
I've touched a shark before. I know what that feels like, yeah.
I'm having big deja vu right now. Hold on. No, we've never talked about this, but I'm having a lot of deja vu.
No.
I need to chill out. Panic.
Wait,
but
no,
yeah, shark skin.
Have I pet a shark before? Maybe I meant a manta ray. Is
that
the same thing?
I pet a shark before at the zoo. That's a secret. Ignore that.
Which zoo?
I'll call it out. You know, it was Pittsburgh Zoo. I'll say it.
They're coming for you. They're on their way.
Honestly,
I've called them up.
I'd love for them to reach out. Get some nice people listening to the podcast.
We should do a podcast episode at the Pittsburgh Zoo. Look at that.
Imagine, Tiffany reveals big secrets on the new episode of the Mystery Files podcast.
That's our marketing for best podcast. We go to the zoo. We're like, please vote for us. They're like, please leave. You do not have a permit.
You literally can't be here. We have a restraining order against you.
And then I get on all fours like the Dover Demon, and I'm like, and I run up the hill.
Put them in a cage. They've broken out. The Dover Demon is free. Put them away. But yeah, so this thing, tannish beige with no nose, ears, or tail, it's just naked.
But everyone's accounts have been very
similar. Yeah, within reason.
Mm-hmm. Like they've been pretty on the money, because like it's not like the Loch Ness Monster case where it was like one of them was like it had no legs, it was
everyone
like
was
a
so
serpent.
And they're like, it had legs. It was running on its legs.
Yeah, it was actually on 2 legs and was walking in the water. It was walking the dog.
It was actually walking on water. It was actually Jesus.
It was Loch Ness Jesus.
Loch of Jesus. I love Jesus. And forward we go. Coleman noted that all 3 of the reported sightings described it the same way, as having a featureless face, except for the large glowing eyes. Mm-hmm. Although Abby described the eyes as a green color, different from Bartlett's sighting of orange eyes, and Baxter's report of colorless glowing eyes.
What if it's a family?
What?
A family of Dover
there's
demons.
3 Dover demons? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like they're a family.
They're triplets.
Like genetically?
Genetically a family.
Because you see in like alien movies and stuff, they never just come. There's not just one of them, you know.
Oh,
It's
like Aliens in the Attic. Did you ever watch that?
No, but that sounds fun.
Aliens in the Attic. Oh, it's so wholesome. You have to watch it.
Really?
I feel like there's a Disney star in that. Aliens in the Attic. I'm looking up. I feel like I remember who it was.
When did it come out?
2009, I think.
My guess.
Oh yeah, Ashley Tisdale's in it.
Oh, I was gonna say Brenda Song. I was close.
Oh, sorry.
That's like Ashley Tisdale adjacent.
There's another one. There's another person you would know.
Oh yes. I've seen this movie.
Isn't it so stinking cute?
Yes, I've seen
Yeah, it has Mr. Austin Butler in it as well. Mr. Elvis Presley.
Oh,
not
really?
Not Elvis, but Austin Butler, who plays Elvis.
Who plays Elvis later on.
Everyone's like, why is Elvis in a 2009 movie? He faked his death. That's why.
I mean. So he could play his dream role in Aliens in the Attic.
Elvis Presley
with Ashley Tisdale. Honestly, that'd be such an honor.
Oh my gosh, we should make fake news right now. You ready? Okay. Elvis Presley featured with Ashley Tisdale in the 2009 Aliens in the Attic film. Keep watching to learn more.
That's the promo for this episode.
Yeah.
Then you nailed it.
You're welcome. Elvis Presley faked his death just to return in 2009.
Just the return.
Wait, that's kind of something, because then, okay, get ready. This is the last part of it I'll do. Okay, so Elvis Presley faked his death to only return in 2009 as a character in Aliens in the Attic. But then there's more. That year, Michael Jackson also faked his death. And then they both were really dead.
From what? Aliens in the Attic?
No, Michael Jackson just died in 2009.
Oh. That was like, that's sad.
I know. I love Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Yeah. Back to the story, though. Let's find it. I have too many things open. Look, gave me caffeine, guys. I've been okay. I've been pretty okay. I'm telling you. My doctor said, "Girl, quit on that caffeine." And I said, "I can't, doc." I've been to like 5 doctors in the last couple of weeks. I have to go see an ENT next. I'm really having a time.
You're literally becoming the Dover Demon right in front of my eyes right now.
Can you imagine? I grow eyes, big eyes.
You grow eyes like you don't have any right now.
Oh yeah, my eyes just get bigger. This is the Dover Demon. So now let's get into the investigating of the Dover Demon.
Perfect.
So, because the sightings happened during school vacation week, all three teens didn't really know each other all that well, Coleman said. They had not contaminated each other by talking about it, and that he feels their sightings were genuine.
Mm-hmm.
It was only the next week, a couple of days before I interviewed them, that they really each started to figure out that more than one of them had seen the thing, Coleman said. So, basically, none of them really knew each other. They weren't in the same, like, friend circle, friend group. So, like...
Even though it's a small town, it's like, we don't run with each other.
So, I feel like it makes it even more realistic that they basically could have all seen this thing.
Yeah.
Because none of their stories, like, they don't know each other enough to be like, hey,
and they line up pretty fairly.
Yeah, so it brings a lot more, like, truth to what they're saying. It's not, like, some sort of silly thing a group of friends made up to, like, hoax a town or something, you know? I'm like, that's interesting.
This is like a movie concept, though. Like,
yeah.
I'm surprised, like a kids movie. Like you could easily do a children's horror movie with this.
Even a Scooby-Doo episode, honestly.
Oh yeah.
This would be a great Scooby-Doo. Maybe there is. I'm gonna look into it, but they're probably not, because I feel like I would have known an alien type episode. But yeah, so they're all seeing the same thing, and like they have very genuine responses. Coleman said. So Bartlett said in his interview with the Bellinger 30 years after the sighting that he found the close proximity of the sightings, all within a mile and a half of each other, was intriguing. The strange coincidence was, if we take a map and put a ruler on the map, the points where the sightings happened, it lined up almost in a direct line. So Bartlett said, noting they all happened around the same time as well. So imagine you're holding a ruler, or you're trying to like pinpoint all these different like sightings. It made a straight line on a map. That's freaky.
That's weird.
That's really freaky. That's weird. Like something that would make sense if it were sort of an alien creature, because I feel like, I don't know if we talked about it on the show before, but how like some like alien technology is so specific, and there's like all these rumors about how
crop circles,
they built the pyramids, like just crazy weird coincidences people blame on aliens and like that kind of stuff. So the fact that they would create a completely straight line on a map with just a ruler and a couple inches, like that makes sense because their brains would acknowledge what that is in real life in terms of a map.
Like the sightings are like straight down.
Yeah,
that is crazy. Like
the spatial understanding, and then the fact that they like all these different people saw it too.
Yeah.
Just weird. Around the same time. It's almost like the times and like everything matched up. Weird.
That's wild, because like I'm even thinking like the aliens could have had a certain path that they only walked on, like a precision thing, or maybe in that straight line is their home.
Ew,
somewhere.
That's like their nest.
Like underneath. Ew. Or like, oh, you haven't seen Nope yet.
Nope, I have not.
Or like maybe in the sky. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's not a big spoiler. That's just they're in the sky. You know.
I love
UFOs.
I love hearing about aliens living in the water. We've talked about this before on our like alien episode, but I love the idea of like
Loch Ness monster aliens.
Well, yeah, but there's like there's people who believe there are like in the water like civilizations of aliens living, and like they have their own like world under there. That's why like there's so like all these places that you can't see in the deep dark ocean. Ooh. People believe there's civilizations of aliens living under there.
That's why.
And that's why we can't access the deep water.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that before. Yeah. I got a refresher just now. Yeah, that's crazy.
It was in our Are We Alone in the Universe, I believe, that episode.
Oh, that was a fun one.
Yeah, so if you guys like alien stuff, that like is actually a deep dive. This is just a silly little Dober demon, but he's still creepy, don't get me wrong. But yeah, so check that out. But yeah, the water thing freaks me out. Like, I just love that there's so many different places an alien can live. Creepy. Among Us, if they were a reptilian. Among Us. If they were reptilian, they could live among us and portray themselves differently. But this little guy, he was portraying himself up front. He said, look at me right here. Here's my eyes.
He said, please look at me in my naked little tan body.
Yeah. But it's almost like he wanted them to feel... Because if it was the same one, it's almost like he wanted them to feel crazy by changing his eye color, like the smallest little things. So they'd be like, well, I saw this. And then people could think they're lying.
What if you had alien hazel eyes?
Oh my, I have hazel eyes.
So, like, they just, like, change color.
Genius.
You have hazel eyes?
Yeah.
You know, that makes sense, because I've never really thought about your eye color before.
Yeah.
You know, not to be that person, but I've never, like, Tiffany's eye color. So that makes sense. Because it probably changes, and I'm just like, huh.
Yeah, it also depends on what I'm wearing, too. Like, if I'm wearing more of a green, you'll see more green in my eyes. But if I'm wearing more brown, you'll see, like, more brown flecks coming through. But it's green and brown hazel.
See, then there's me, who just has, like, piercing blue eyes.
Your eyes are so pretty. You're so lucky. But the thing is, I want blue eyes, and I also don't want blue eyes. Because I know how sensitive they are to light.
So bad.
But they're so pretty.
They are.
Your eyes
yeah.
are so cute. So.
Have you seen those memes that's like people with blue eyes and it's just them like staring like deeply?
Their eyes are just red. They're bloodshot eyes.
Yeah, I can't even lie though. That's really what having blue eyes is like. It's like because you don't mean to, but because I'll just be talking to someone so chill and normal, and they'll just be like, "Whoa, like your eyes are like burning me." And I'm like,
"You said what? I'm chilling."
I'm sorry.
Are blue eyes a dominant gene?
I have no idea.
I can't remember. I feel like they were, and they are, and I'm mad because my mom has blue eyes and I didn't receive them.
I think they might be. Let me look. Are blue eyes a
dominant
gene? We haven't done this in a minute. A Google search of the day.
Yeah, I'm just curious, and then we can get on. But this is on track. Or they recessive?
It is not saying. Or recessive. Oh my god.
I feel like they're dominant. Maybe brown is dominant.
It's making me want to click on an article. It's not gonna just give it to me.
Let's just look up what eye colors are dominant.
That's one.
I need to know. Are dominant and recessive.
So the there's like 3 different things.
Okay. Oh no, blue is recessive.
Okay,
brown
blue's
is
recessive.
Brown is dominant. So I must have got more of the brown from my father's side.
Wow.
So I didn't get the blue eyes because they are recessive.
So I got blue eyes because I'm a submissive bee. Is that how it works?
I guess so. I want to know how blue eyes exist then. If they're more recessive, maybe you're just extra special if you get them. Look at you, your little gift.
I'm a little special.
Just a little gift.
Special boy. It's my special day.
It's my special day. But yeah, so this guy's got dominant and recessive genes because I guess he has orange eyes.
Yeah.
Orange, green, and no color. He's got all the dominant and recessive genes. But let's get on to possible explanations for these sightings. So, independently, all 3 witnesses of the Dover demon had the same or eerily similar story. In all accounts, there was something that was kind of human but not quite animal about the creature. It seemed undeniable that something uncanny had come to Dover. Some chalk up the strange encounters to inebriation. While Bartlett says he and his friends were looking for beer that night, they never did find any. So, some people think it's because they were drunk, but I'm like, regardless if someone was drinking...
You'll still see something, though. Like...
It's just weird that all these different people would have the same account, or, like, very similar account, regardless if, like, one of them was drinking or they were all drinking, because they all still saw it.
Drinking doesn't make you hallucinate.
Yeah.
And if it were to make you hallucinate, you would need, like, a lot of alcohol in your system.
And, like, all these different people having the same exact experience.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even if it was something with drugs, it wouldn't make sense for all 3 people to have the same exact experience. So they couldn't chalk it up to inebriation regardless if it was alcohol or if they were under the influence of drugs.
Yeah, no, exactly. And even if you are, like, doing, like, a drug like that, it's very probably hard to convince, like, other people to see, like, what you're seeing. Like, that is very hard to make a common experience like that.
And they weren't even in the same friend circles.
Yeah.
So the fact that they were like, oh, well,
there you go.
Some people think it's because they were drunk. And I'm like, well...
All 3 of them are drunk in, like, different times and saw the same thing in a straight line.
Yeah, like, that doesn't make any sense. So, I don't believe that. So, alternatively, the creature could have been a foal or a baby moose, mistaken for something more sinister. But I'm like, I think I know the difference between, a moose.
When they say antlers, like, even... Well, I know it's a baby moose, but they don't have little ones, right?
Maybe, like, a little tiny horn, but maybe sometimes they don't.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. They don't have them.
Yeah.
That's not a terrible explanation.
Please let me know. Is a foal a baby deer? Am I silly?
A foal?
A foal. A foul foal. F-O-A-L. I'm looking it up.
Yes,
I think it's a baby deer.
Watch, it's not. It's definitely not a pony. That's a baby horse.
Oh, wait, no. Ponies are not baby horses.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Ponies are baby horses.
Okay. A foal is 1-year-old. This term is... Oh, yeah. Foal is a baby horse, or it can also be a donkey. Pony is a different kind of horse. Pony is like a small horse. You thought it was a baby horse your whole life?
Oh, wait. A foal. Yeah. They talk about that on My Little Pony.
Stop it.
They're like, oh, I'm a fool.
You ever wonder why the ponies never got bigger on that show?
Because they're just that size. What?
Logan LaMaster.
I thought they were just babies.
You said they stay
But they grow up and they get bigger.
No, they do not, do they?
Yes, they do. Yeah, girl.
I'm about to do another search. I know I should
Look up grown up My Little Pony.
I'm just looking, can ponies get bigger?
No,
big.
Follow this instead.
No. Okay, yeah, ponies are small. Ponies are a small horse.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Are they?
In my very quick read,
then
they
explain
are small.
this picture from My Little Pony, where he's a full-grown
explain the
horse.
writers and the art people on that show for not knowing their facts. Also, why is that pony? His legs are too long.
This is a girl.
Her
How
legs are too long.
Apologize.
I'm apologizing. I'm sorry. Her legs are too long to be a pony.
She is a pony. The show's called My Little Pony. She's a pony.
Well, then don't call it a horse.
I can't believe it's not a foal.
I mean, I was the one asking what a foal was, but you're the one that thought a pony was a horse. Anyway, this creature could have been mistaken for a foal or a baby moose mistaken for something more sinister. Though in April it wasn't foal season, and moose were long gone from Dover at the time of the sighting. Additionally, foals and moose don't stand on hind legs, nor do they sit on top of walls. So
yeah, how would a baby moose would be like trying to get up that?
If I saw a horse on its hind legs, incorrect. If I saw
it's like that one episode of Adventure Time, the horse on the beach ball, and it is like this.
I want to throw up thinking
about. What I'm talking about?
I think I'm visualizing something, and I feel like it's that.
And then there's like a deer that's on like its hind legs and has like the gloves, and it takes them off.
I remember that. No.
It was one of those.
Yeah. But yeah, this is no moose. This is no foal. They're not standing up like that unless what I brought up earlier briefly, like a skinwalker.
Oh,
I keep seeing skinwalker stuff all over my TikTok. And
they're very popular
I need to
now.
Maybe we should do a case eventually on them because I don't know much about them, but the idea of them freaks me out. I think you were the one that sent me that video the other day of someone inside of that. It was like a asylum or something, and there was that thing.
Oh yeah.
There was like this thing standing at the way end of this hallway, and I think it was a skinwalker or something standing at the end of the hallway.
Super spooky.
It was so creepy.
Oh.
But yeah, maybe this is a skinwalker situation. It can morph itself and.
It's possible. But again, if it is an alien, though, too, aliens don't abide by human rules because they're not humans. Yeah. They might have different genetic patterns and things they do. Like, we can't just try to hold aliens, in theory, to human standards of living.
Well, we talked about it a little bit when, shapeshifter type stuff. They could be reptilians. It could turn into a human at one moment. It could turn into a foal. It could turn into My Little Pony. It could turn anything
Twilight
at once.
Sparkle herself.
Yeah, she's actually Twilight Sparkle. So I think she'd be so cute. But yeah, so for all this stuff, I feel like it's definitely not an actual moose standing on its hind legs. No. That's just silly.
It could not climb up.
They're not
even a pony could do that.
No, they're not sitting on the walls like a human being. Absolutely not.
Oh, sorry, a fool.
A fool. God. You're a fool. Bartlett also denies that this creature could be an animal of any kind. This definitely wasn't a fox or a foal or any sort of animal. Yeah. This guy's listing them off. It was some kind of creature with long, thin fingers. And the thin fingers were more human-like in its form than an animal. So, even though they also described it as like a monkey, that's the only thing I could think of with having those kind of fingers.
But that's still like skinny.
Yeah.
And that doesn't explain the head.
It doesn't explain the head. It doesn't. Well, unless it was for the lack of fur.
What, a monkey just got out in this little small town?
Yeah, it could be like a bald monkey with a really weird head.
But where'd the monkey come from?
If they buy a zoo? Is there a Dover Zoo? Let's look into it.
We bought a zoo.
We bought a zoo, and it has a Dover demon. Where does that movie take place? Someone get on the phone. So, it's more human-like in its form than an animal, and I've always tried to guess what it was, said this guy. I never had any idea. I wasn't trying to be funny. People who know me know I didn't make this up. So, this is one of the people who had a sighting.
No, yeah.
So, he's saying, hey, I wouldn't make this up. Why would I make this up? And I feel like it's even more valid. All these people have the same experience. Why would he or anyone else make it up for that matter? Mm-hmm. It just doesn't make sense. So,
no, exactly. Because, I don't know. I just feel like if you feel like you genuinely saw something, you feel like you genuinely saw something. Like, I've talked about on the podcast before, that Gettysburg thing that happened to me, where I saw that, one picture. It sounds crazy, but,
yeah.
I hope you believe me at least.
Oh my gosh,
you seem to. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things. If you believe it, you probably have seen it. What need do you have to lie to all your friends about the moment you had?
Especially staying so dedicated and saying he was talking to this guy all these years later, explaining what happened.
Yeah.
If you had that kind of experience, yes, you are going to want to tell every single person because it's that crazy. And the fact that, like, 2 of the people that cited this thing out went back home and drew it because they were so freaked out. Like, it was clearly something that stuck with them.
And if it's a small town, too, these, like, the friend groups of these people probably know, like, if they're being, like, liars or not.
Yeah.
Like, it is easy to cop. Like,
you can tell if your friend's lying or, like, haha, I saw this thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell if they're, like, pulling a fast one. But also the likelihood of all of these people that saw it being that good of a liar, not good. Or, like, telling the truth eventually they were all lying. Yeah. But they were not in the same friend group, so it's not likely.
Yeah.
So.
Side theory, though.
Yes. Oh,
just,
yes.
Like, by you saying that. Like, what if it's, like, they had made an undercover club together, and they, like, decided to, like, pretend like they still didn't know each other, but met in secret to try to start this urban legend in their small town as, like, this huge prank.
Wait, that's so funny.
Like,
imagine, like, Lemonade Mouth, but it's people who are into cryptids.
Yeah.
They meet just to, like, make fake cryptids.
No, exactly. Because, like, that could be a good way to start. Because that's what I did at our university when I started that ghost story. That never happened. Yeah, the tapper.
We told all the freshmen.
Yeah, and people talk about it sometimes. Yeah. So, like, what if it's one of those situations? Just throwing another theory out there. If that would be even cooler, I feel like.
just make up some cryptids, you know? Someone will believe you somewhere.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll be on the next episode of the Mystery Files.
Yeah. The moral of this episode is lie.
It's a lie. Obviously. Look at us. So, that's messed up. Please don't lie. Within reason. Tee. So, back to the story. Lauren Coleman, a noted cryptozoologist. So, we've talked about this before. This is an actual, like...
Yeah, there's people who, like, are
cryptozoologists.
Yeah.
What a
it's
life.
Wild.
That's amazing. But yeah, this person's a cryptozoologist from Maine. They think all 3 sightings were credible. He spoke to the teens within a week of the reported sightings and said, "We have a credible case over 25 hours by individuals who saw something." Coleman believes that the Dover demon doesn't match any explicable sighting reported before, such as those of the Chupacabra, Sasquatch, Roswell aliens, or the bat-eared goblins from the Hopkinsville, Kentucky in 1955.
You got it.
So, stranger still, weird sightings like this isn't out of the ordinary in Dover. This area of Massachusetts has its fair share of weirdness throughout the centuries. So, this whole place has all this history. But there was also, when it talked about the bat-eared goblins from Hopkinsville, I feel like that's something I also want to get into eventually because I've been seeing little snippets when I've been looking for episodes.
Me too.
And that looks interesting.
That'd
so maybe
fun.
In the future we'll cover something like that, even if it's not a mini thing, if it's a smaller case.
That'd be cool.
They were saying it's not been compared to, like, any of these different things, like the Chupacabra, Sasquatch, Roswell aliens. I'm like, she's a whole different breed then.
Yeah.
That's cool that they believe it's a whole different thing other than these. Even, like, the Roswell aliens, they think it's a whole different thing from that.
Wow.
I'm like, that's cool.
Like, multiple different alien sightings, a lot of different species. Wow.
It could be different species of alien or creature. It might not even be an alien, but it has alien features. So that's fun. But... So, this town has some other strange sightings. So, Coleman noted that the area in which the Dover demon was sighted already had a history of unexplained activity. In the same area, you had 3 major legends going on, including a sighting of the devil on horseback in the 1600s.
Oh, Sleepy
Just
Hollow.
Casual. Oh, yeah.
Sleepy Hollow.
It's just Sleepy Hollow. It's the devil on horseback, stories of buried treasure, and then the Dover demon.
Ooh.
I think it certainly says something, Coleman continued. It's almost as if there are certain areas that collect sightings, almost in a magnetic way.
Oh.
So it's almost like, have you heard, like, there's certain
magnetic
fields that attract supernatural activity?
Or just energy that's there that just brings, like, that attraction of
people also believe that running water attracts, like, activity like that, like paranormal activity, supernatural activity. So, like, if you live by, like, a stream, sometimes if there's, like, certain magnetic things and different forces that come into play that could...
Natural energy.
Energy element.
Natural energy,
Natural energy. So, all those different elements could be at place. So, Dover could be such a place that kind of stuff happens in. So then, in 1972, just 5 years before the Dover demon sightings, Mark Sennett swore he saw a creature in the woods. Something with glowing eyes had turned up in his car's headlights, too.
They've been living there for a while.
They've been living there. So he said, "We saw a small figure deep in the woods moving at the edge of the pond. We could see it moving in the headlights. We didn't know." But whatever the reality behind the barrage of odd occurrences, the Dover demon has since sparked a cultural phenomenon. There are video games and figurines of the alien-like creature.
There
are. So it's all around the world, actually, as far as Japan. So it's kind of all over the world now. He's kind of like a very famous
like an
little
iconic
creature.
Character.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I wonder what game he's from, because I actually was gonna say he reminds me of this one game. I think it's like do you know the Yarn game they came out with like a really long time ago?
The Yarn game?
Yeah, like that guy that's like made out of yarn.
No.
Oh my goodness.
I'm about to look up Dover Demon video game. We'll see if it's one of these.
It was on the Wii.
Oh. I'm not seeing the video game. There's a Lost Tapes Dover Demon. I'll have to look it up after and see if I can find the name of the video game.
You keep going. I will look for it.
But yes, actually, we're at the end of this.
Wait, did you finish? Was that your last sentence and I interjected? Oops.
No. So, before we get to the outro, I kind of want to see what your opinion is. What do you think? Do you think this thing is real? Do you think it's an alien? Do you think it's a species of alien? Or do you think it's its own, like, whole other cryptid type of creature? What are your thoughts?
None of the above. No,
none of the above. What do you think it is? Do you believe in it?
Wait, I found it. Sorry. Unravel.
Okay. Unravel.
It's called Unravel.
Ooh, okay.
If anyone wants to look it up. Sorry, it doesn't look a lot like the guy, but like this is what I meant. When you showed me the picture originally, that's what it kind of looked like to me.
Okay, like when you think of him. And now imagine him with fleshy colored skin.
Yeah,
like
it was like
skin.
Yeah, no, it's just like a cute little dystopian yarn thing.
Aww.
I guess that wasn't for the Wii U, it was for the PS4. But
he is cute and creepy at the same time, just like this guy.
Yeah, just like this guy.
Like him.
From what you were saying, though.
Oh yeah, that's the cars.
I like two of my ideas. I like the idea that it's possible that all those teenagers were like lying about being friends or like hiding it from each other and decided to like do this like huge prank.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of that theory and I was like, this would be really fun.
It's great.
If that's the case, because that'd be fun for a movie too, or even
you should
just
write it. Copyright.
Good. Let's write it.
Copyright.
No one take it. If you're listening to this, knock it off. If you got your script writer open right now, you better put that away. Put it away. And then the other thing is, I think it's very possible that they could be there. I don't think they just accidentally crash landed like a bunch of different times and that's how they saw the sightings or anything. I think they might live there.
Okay.
Or are hiding. Because especially with, like, the ruler thing, they might have, like, a certain area of which they are allowed to explore.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. I think at one point they probably lived there.
I mean, I think it definitely makes sense, like, if they were living there. And, like, I feel like even all the different points making a straight line actually makes a lot more sense knowing that they believe there's some sort of electronic field underneath Dover that could be creating.
What if it's an energy source for them?
Yeah, like there's something that's gravitating them to this location, so it would make a lot of sense in terms of like the specifics of the coordinates, why it was a straight line.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing is so interesting to me.
That's so
But
cool.
yeah, I think I believe it. And I do love your idea, though, that it could possibly be some sort of, like, crazy story with, like, these kids knowing each other and, like...
This was, like, a pitch for a TV show, like, a bunch of kids trying to seek fame, so they, like, have to, like, make up... That could be, like, a comedy TV show. I'm writing this down after this.
Yes, you gotta do it. What was...
That'd be cool.
That reminds me of the one case that people thought they made it up to get money. Was that the Amityville Horror case?
I think so.
It was.
Yes.
They were trying to, like, make up this... Well, that was one of the theories, that they made this whole story up to get, like, in the public eye to get money and stuff.
Yeah.
But that could be possible, but obviously I don't think it got as big as... I mean, it's a big, like, popular case, but obviously not one of the most well-known. But, yes, I do believe it. I think that it's just too likely of a thing, considering the coordinates and all that kind of stuff, all these different people seeing it.
Yeah.
It's too specific. Even if they saw a different thing, I believe it could shapeshift, or there is, like, more than one of those creatures living there. And as much as I love aliens, I kind of want to go with the theory that it's a different cryptid creature altogether. That maybe it could be a different species of alien, but I like the idea of it being its own complete creature.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, so I think that's my take. But I want to believe it, though. And I hope that one day they come out of Dover, you know, they extend their lifeline out of Dover. Or
they're listening to this episode right now.
Yes, I hope you out there, little Dover demon with your little cassette tape in the woods, listening to our episode that we mailed to your little post office. I hope that you're listening, and I hope you know that we love you very much, and we just love you. But yeah, so let's get to the outro. The Dover Demon certainly makes for a good campfire tale and a sufficient reminder to always have a buddy when driving down Farm Street, southwest of Dover.
Good thing we both can't drive.
Good thing I don't drive or live in Dover. But I guess this peculiar tale of the Dover Demon will forever remain a mystery. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being our friend.
Yes.
Be sure to always follow at the Mystery Files _ on Instagram. Check out all of our stuff in our link on our Instagram.
Yes, we'll have everything in the description as well. To the Redbubble, the link to vote for the Pittsburgh City paper. We would greatly appreciate your vote.
Yes.
It's very huge for us. Big honor.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you for listening.
We love you guys. And sleep tight. Go see that Dover Demon tonight.
Yes, and we will see you next week for episode 50 of the Mystery Files.
It's going to be a special one. Episode 50.
It won't count as a Summer Tapes episode, but after episode 50, we'll be back with another episode of the Summer Tapes, which will be my little case.
It'll be Logan's case.
Yes.
So definitely come back. We love you guys the most as always. Hope you have a great time wherever you are in the world. Good night.
And we will see you later.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Don't let the Dover demons bite.